Hello, so this is my project for the calculator app called Handy-Calc. The idea is that you could use an application on your phone to help you plan out your floor plan for buying new floor. You need to know the square footage of that floor, and so this application will help you do that. I went through a lot of user design examples to get inspiration and stuff for how things work, or common conventions and things like that. Like a calculator is a pretty basic thing, and it always works the same way. There's always the ones at the bottom and the sevens at the top. So you don't really want to change that too much. You want it to be intuitive and easy to use, and everyone's used a calculator before. I looked at other kind of brands like DeWalt and Carhartt for their kind of theme and design for how they make their applications. And then we made some sketches. Here's a sketch of the blueprint, the different rooms, and here's the menu, how it first started out. It's like it had the menu here, and then it had this kind of design of a floor. And here's the calculator, and here's a zoomed in version of the wall, different sides and everything. Tested out the sketches, the paper prototypes, and it was a little bit hard to use and confusing, and it was needed some work to make it clear. So we made a wireframe, and I thought that it would be better to have the blueprint on the side here, so then you have more room in the middle to make your rooms, and to be able to easier to touch if it's a bigger screen to make the walls and the rooms and such. But I thought it was a little weird for the menu to be on its side, though. I didn't want you to have to press the menu and then turn it to use the blueprint thing. So we tested that out, and the on its side thing didn't work very well. So we changed it to vertical layout. Here's our final design. The menu is really simple with icons and easy to read, big font, good contrasting colors, and much easier to just click a vertical menu. And then we made it so it's just a vertical blueprint. I don't quite like it as much because it's a tall blueprint and it's easier to have it on its side, but we went with that, and we'd had the tools at the bottom, and people liked that pretty well. It still works pretty well. You can enter in the feet and inches here. It pops down a little menu so you can enter it in for each wall that you do. You can draw it out with the draw tool. You click and then click again, and it makes a wall. You can use the rectangle tool and drag it for a rectangle. Then there's a calculator and a conversion tool, basic calculator tool where you enter in feet and inches and multiply by each other, and it'll give you square footage. You could convert anything into anything else. If you enter in here, and it'll automatically tell you what that is in the other units of measurement. Because square footage is a little funky, where the smaller the unit, the much bigger the number will be. So it's kind of hard to do that calculation. And there's a tutorial where it'll go through and give you tooltips on what each tool does exactly, with a little picture at the top. A settings menu to change the unit of measurement, because there's people that use metric or languages. And then the final calculation square footage tool, where it'll give each room's square footage after you put in the measurements. Okay. And here is the prototype, where all these menus go to where they're supposed to go. You can go to a new floor, go to the calculator, you go back, conversion table as well, the tutorial. The idea is that there'd be a lot of these to guide you through what they all do. The settings menu, and then each one of these shows the different tool. Here's the draw tool, the rectangle tool, and so forth. And that is the whole prototype. Alright.